Welcome to another video in the Fixed Assets Acquisition playlist. In the video today, I will explain the fourth process, Fixed Asset Acquisition through Asset Under Construction. Some updates before we start the process. First, we are in winter now, which means I lost my main source of light coming from this window. So now I'm only using artificial lights. This is why you can see these shadows here. So get ready to have some bad lighting in the coming videos until I learn how to use lights correctly. Second, I received this t-shirt from SAP for being an SAP champion. So you can see here it has my profile link, a Galal one, and here I have the SAP Champions logo, and it has some cool things on the back. So yeah, I'm very happy with this t-shirt. I had to show it to you guys, and I think this is what I will be wearing from now on in my videos. Third and last update, if you would like to chat with me at any time to discuss this video or other videos, or if you have any questions, then you can join the channel membership program as a platinum member. This is a new channel membership tier, and the platinum members will have access to private Slack channel where they can reach me at any time to discuss anything they want. The process of fixed asset acquisition through asset under construction is one of the complicated processes that always gets challenged when we start a new project, when we explain it to SAP users. So I will start by explaining a very simple process, then I will go into the complicated standard process. So stay until the end of the video to learn how the process works, and then I will also be checking the comments to see if you have any questions or if anything is not clear. For this process, let's take a quick example. In our company, we would like to have a new warehouse, and here we have two options. We can either buy a warehouse that's already available, and here we can post asset acquisition against a purchase order. This is the process I explained in the last video. Or we can contract with a construction company to build a warehouse for us. Now let's say this project will take 1 year, and within this year we are going to spend a lot of money on the project, between services and supplies and so on. And whatever we spend on this project, it cannot be reported in our profit and loss statement under expenses, because these are capital expenses, and according to the financial standards, capital expenses should be reported in our balance sheet under assets. These are expenses that we spent to build or acquire an asset. So whatever we spend, we post to an asset under construction account. So the asset under construction is an account where we keep all the expenses spent on the project, and then when the project is ready, we take this amount and we settle it to a final fixed asset. The difference between an AUC and a final fixed asset is, first, an AUC shows in the balance sheet that there is an asset being constructed, asset under construction. And second, the AUC does not have a depreciation value. It is an asset that is still being constructed, it is not being used, so there is no depreciation related to this asset. After the project is ready and we take this value and we settle it to a final fixed asset, only then we start posting the depreciation. The process so far is very simple. First, we create a project to build the warehouse. Second, we assign an asset under construction to the project. Third, we start spending money on the project, and whatever we spend, we post to the asset under construction. And fourth, we settle the value from the asset under construction to the final fixed asset when the warehouse is ready. Now let's look into the most important thing in any project, analyzing the money that we spent. We want to know why we spent this amount of money. And we just said that whatever we spend on the project, we have to post to the asset under construction account. So the financial entry would be a debit to asset under construction and a credit to bank or cash. And if I ask you to give me an analysis of why you spent this amount, you have no visibility because everything is posted to the same account. And even if the users keep in the text field an explanation of why they posted this amount, this is not a good analysis object. It does not give us the visibility we need to understand why we spend this money. And here is where the standard SAP process is really good. So we actually don't post directly to an asset under construction account, but instead we post normally to expense accounts. So if we have electricity, we post to electricity expense. If we pay some money to the supplier, we post to construction services expense. If we buy supplies, we post to supplies expense, and so on. And here we have an analysis of why we spend this money. But this means the amount we spent is now in our expense accounts in profit and loss. And we cannot keep them there because these are capital expenses. So at the end of every financial period, before financial reporting, we will take the amount we posted to the expense accounts and we move them to the asset under construction account in our balance sheet. And here we are aligned with the financial standards. And in order to be able to track inside these expense accounts to track what we spent related to the project, whenever we post any financial entry for the expenses, we have to assign the cost object of the project, which is an investment order or a WBS. And this is the standard SAP process for Asset Under Construction. And this is why we post to expense accounts, then settle them to Asset Under Construction instead of posting directly to Asset Under Construction. And also remember that when we use expense accounts, we can use the managerial accounting module, the controlling module, which has a lot of analysis abilities. So when we use expense accounts, this gives us very good analysis and very good reporting. So now the final and the standard process is, first we create a project to build the warehouse. Second, we assign an Asset Under Construction to the project. Third, we post to the expense accounts. Fourth, we settle the values from the expense accounts to the Asset Under Construction at the end of every financial period, which is a month, for example, and this is called partial settlement. And fourth is we settle the value from the Asset Under Construction to the final fixed asset when the warehouse is ready, and this is called final settlement. There is a question if we have to follow this process or if we can post directly to Asset Under Construction because we actually don't care about the analysis abilities because we have small projects, for example. And the answer is yes, we can do this in SAP. So we will change the configuration a little and we will be able to post directly to Asset Under Construction. And then when the Asset Under Construction is ready, the project is over, we can settle the value to the final fixed asset. Now to the last point in today's video. If we look into the first step in the process, the project creation, here we have two options. We have a simple option where we can use the investment order, which is an internal order of type investment. And there we can post all our expenses related to the project and assign an Asset Under Construction. Then we take these values, settle them to the Asset Under Construction, and then settle them to the final asset. And this is a one-layer object, which means it's only one investment order where we post all our expenses and then settle them. The second complicated option is to use the project systems module and work breakdown structure. And this is a hierarchical object, which means we can have a project, then we have a work breakdown structure, then we have other work breakdown structures below, and so on. And we can use this if we want to track different things related to the same project. So for example, in our warehouse, we want to track the first room in a different WBS from the second room, from the third room, from the electricity, and so on. And for every work breakdown structure, we can have different Asset Under Construction, and we can have different tracking for the expenses spent. And this is where we can use the project systems module. In the next video, I will run a full demo of the process on SAP S/4HANA for the fixed asset acquisition with Asset Under Construction and an investment order. I hope you found this video useful. Remember that sharing your knowledge will always pay back in your personal life and in your career. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.